morning and it reads, "I think I'm a medical phenomenon." So of course I'm curious, to say the least. So I pick up the phone and yep, it's my brother-in-law. He's been browsing the net overnight because he couldn't sleep. A Google Med search of his tired but wired aches and pains has revealed that he's either pregnant or he's going through menopause. Hypochondria on steroids, it's a condition. Some of you have it, Googleitis. Come on, you can all admit to it. Little did I know that the paradox embedded in this message would end up being at the core of my life's work, and really is the reason I'm here to share with you all today. But before we do that, if you could please take out your smartphones, your devices, your mobile phones, and I want you to hold them in the air for me. And now, I want you to kiss them as you say goodbye for the next few hours. Pass them to your left, and someone will be at the end of each aisle to collect them. But don't worry, they'll be completely safe, and you'll get them back at the end of the day. Just pass them to your left. No? It's okay, I was only playing. You can hold on to your little addictions. It's interesting though, the vantage point from up here. The emotions range from anywhere from a little irritation, mild irritation down the front, a little frown, I'm not giving up my phone, to some raging anxiety over here. I think I can see beading on a forehead. Someone over this side was about to try and escape, and you up the back, I saw you try and hide your phone. Seriously, nothing should go down there, especially not digital devices. You know who you are. Now, as funny as this seems, embedded in that story is just, you probably all know of someone who is a little seduced or consumed by their digital devices, their technology, their mobile phones. That someone might even be sitting right next to you. Or if you have a willingness to admit it, that someone might be sitting right there in your seat. That someone might just be you. But I'm not here today to talk about mobile devices or phones or technology. I'm not going to take them from you. You can relax now, let go of that grip. Inside the story of your little separation anxiety about the phone and of helping my brother-in-law contemplate menopause is a more important story. And as a meditation trainer and having worked in the field of positive psychology for the last 15 years plus, it's a story that I'd really love to explore with you all today. You see, I could preach to you now about how destructive and dangerous your relationship with your devices and technology is becoming. I could beg you to please get off your multiple platforms and your news feeds and suggest to you that your obsession with staying plugged in to those thousands of closest friends and followers on social media and the way that we edit and retouch and sanitize those texts and online conversations that we have are pruning away any real chance we have at meaningful connection with the people who really count, those people right there in front of us. I could ask if you can remember the last time that you truly paid attention, maybe gazed into your partner's eyes, or truly engaged with that conversation that you were having with your friend or one of your children without the distraction of your screen, of the news feeds, of checking your likes and followers on social media. I could ask if you're truly paying attention right now. But your mind is probably already off on its own little wandering. I wonder what's for dinner tonight. I wonder what the kids are doing. I can't believe she was going to take our phones. Oh, I wonder how many likes I got on my TEDx post on the Book of Face. I wonder if she'd notice if I just quickly leant down and checked. I could highlight how insane it is that you sleep with your device by your side, and apart from mutating your brain cells, you're multiplying your chances of destroying your intimate relationship. Get that mistress out of the bedroom. But you're busy justifying why you have to absolutely have it by your side, or you're still judging on me about the phone thing. I'm not going to take it. You can relax. We have at the core of our beings a challenge. And it's not necessarily a stress challenge or a attitude challenge. At the core, we have a pay attention challenge. And having worked with people and individuals for the past 10 years plus, what I found is that when we're paying attention, truly paying attention, we just seem to naturally make better choices. And you've all experienced that. When those days when you can take on the world and nothing shifts you, those days when you just seem to be in the right place at the right time, those times when you just seem to make choices that are more aligned with the better version of you. And with the World Health Organization predicting that stress-related illness will be the second leading cause of death by the year 2020, I could simply just remind you that the addictive nature of our plugged-in, hooked-up, over-scheduled lives that marinate us constantly in the hormones of stress are truly taking their toll on our health, on our relationships, on our happiness, and now on our future. But you already know that because many of you live this in some form, in your own way, every single day. So instead today, I'm going to share a vision, an experience, an invitation, and a challenge. Because as I said, we don't have an attitude problem, a behaviour problem, an eating problem as such, or a stress problem. At the core, we have a pay attention problem. And so today I want us to be able to experience something that may just make a shift for the future and how we take care of things. Because you see, it's not your phones, you can relax, it's not your phones, I'm not taking you, it's not technology, it's not your job, and it's not the life condition that you find yourself in. It turns out that our capacity to pay attention is like a muscle, and if we don't use it, we lose it. And in this current lifestyle, where automation and the illusion of multitasking and our addiction to distraction is the stable diet of our minds, retraining and relearning to pay attention just has to be a practice. And so because now is always the perfect time, I thought we could play. So if you could all stand for me, please. Turn and face the person next to you. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to look into this person's eyes. A dying virtue, by the way, in our online screen-driven existence, a dying pay attention workout that we're about to awaken, and vital for building the brain pathways of compassion, of kindness, and of empathy, especially for our little people. And we've already seen the suicide rates and what's going on. So if we can do anything to help our little people, this is something we can do. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to look into this person's eyes. I know some of you already jumped the gun, and that's good, that's okay. So now, as you look into this person's eyes, I want you to pause in this connection. Everyone looking into this person's eyes, just pausing, unplugging from any thoughts or distractions or any resistance that you're having, and connect with a kindness through this gaze as you engage and rest your awareness with this moment. Nice. And now, for everyone's favourite, I want you to turn to your partner, or a new partner if you choose, and you may think you'd like a new partner once I explain what we're going to do. Turn to your partner, and in a moment I'm going to get you to hug. No, it's not the kiss that you were thinking. I'm going to ask you to hug, and I want you to hold that hug until I say release. And no, it's still not that sort of hug. So, okay, I want you to hug your partner, and again, pause in that hug, and unplug from any resistance as you connect in this exchange with the kindness. And engage in this moment and rest your awareness with the person that you're hugging. Okay, you can release. Thank your partner and take a seat. Was that fun? Yeah. You want to do it again, yeah? Yeah. We're just getting a slide up here. The process I just guided you through, there's an acronym, and it's the acronym, as you can see up here, is the process. We call this the Pucker Up principle. And I believe it's the holy grail of modern day mindful living practices. And for those of you who have been wondering this whole talk, yes, it is the birthplace of the 3-second kiss. And its equally powerful partner, as you've just experienced, the 3-second hug. I could go on now and we could talk about, and I could convince you with the science behind this process of how hormones of happiness and bonding and love just flooded into your system, and how that re-energizes you and turns off your stress and any overwhelm, and turns on all of your learning centers, your growth centers and your repair systems, liberating energy to help you thrive and lifting your mood. If only you could see the smiles on your faces right now. All of the things that are switched off in our rushed, stressed, plugged in states. I could also remind you and suggest that you're opening the brain pathways for kindness, compassion and empathy, the decline of which is really worrying for some researchers out there. But I don't need to remind you because I know that you feel it. I can see it and feel it lingering in you. I can feel it lingering in this room. I work with companies and individuals, and we have done this process over the past 10 years, and what I find incredible is that modern day science is leading us right back to traditional practices of connection and mind training as one of the keys to addressing some of the most significant and fundamental challenges that we're going to face now and in the future. It only takes a moment to liberate the power of the pay attention effect. A pause, a few breaths, a 3-second hug, and the results continue to astound me. My daughter Grace, she's 11, and she was witness to one of my pre-TEDx meltdowns, nerves and complete overwhelm, and she took me by the hand and she said, "Mum, just pucker up." And it was in that moment that firstly, I was reminded of the responsibility we have to our little people, to our children, our future, and secondly, the power of the pay attention effect, firsthand. Grace saying pucker up was all it took, and within a few short breaths I was able to rest my attention and my focus and my awareness back with this moment, restoring a much healthier relationship with my stress, because stress is not our enemy. In fact, in short bursts, stress can be really helpful. And so, lastly, a challenge. I want you to pucker up for 30 days. I want you to apply the pucker up principle in your life for the next 30 days. And through this strengthening of your pay attention muscle, not only will you get to cool off your stress systems and your overwhelmed systems, but you'll begin to notice a shift, a deepening of your connection with love, with compassion, and with empathy, the social glue. And through this powerful modelling for our children and for those around us, we'll get to send a message, a really powerful message to the future, that it can count on us. Let's do this. I'm with you. Thank you.